Welcome to Homebrew Wednesday. Tonight we are going to make a wine kit. The wine that I have chosen is the very heavy World Vineyard Italian Sangiovese. Isn't that kind of fun to say, Sangiovese? So anyway, these are very simple to do, so I'm going to show you what we have with the kit, and then let's get started. First we have our juice that I just showed you. Then the other things we have in the kit are the oak cubes, oak dust. Kind of like chips from the looks of it. We have our yeast. We also have potassium metabisulfate, potassium sorbate, and also bentonite. And for the clearing we have chitosan. So let's get started. This is real easy. So let's get started. I've already sanitized my fermenter here and all the stuff that I'm going to need for that. The spoon and the little wine thief that I have here. Everything's been sanitized ahead of time. So we're dump the sanitizer out and let's get started. Okay, I have a half a gallon of really hot water here. So I'm going to dump that in there. Then I've got my package of the bentonite, which is basically just powdered clay. It's a special kind of clay. So we're going to stir this to get that water going. I'm going to sprinkle this in there. Just want to make sure this all dissolves. And I'll stir that up good, make sure I don't have any lumps. This is a lot easier than doing it all by real fruit, which I've done that before, so actually I'm kind of doing it the reverse way of what people normally would. I did the hard way first, and now this is the easy way. So let's just go ahead and stir this. Okay, the next thing I want to do is get ready to put my juice in there. And I've kind of you pull the neck up through this. Kind of secure it with the box so it doesn't fall out. I probably tore the box up more than I should have, but hopefully I can get this off of here. Maybe. When all else fails, go after it with a hammer. So let's see. There we go. That's simple enough. Just really tight on there. Okay, so let's pour that in there carefully. Hopefully no splashes right now. And you want to make sure and stuff that you have 6 gallons total in these fermenters. And that's up to this line here. I measured earlier just to make sure. Alright, and now I'm going to rinse this bag out with some warm water. Just got the clay on the top of this bag with my hand here, just to keep it from spilling. And shake it over the sink, because it's going to spill a little bit. So it's a very perfumey smelling wine. Ooh, neat bag. Okay. So now I just want to add some room temperature water. Not hot, not cold. Like I said, we're going to fill it up this line right here. A little bit more, and I think we're there. Alright, we'll call it that. So what I want want to do now is stir this really good. Get some oxygen in there. Don't want to splash it. This ought to be fun. It's like there's all kinds of different wines that you can make from these kits, and the kits range anywhere from like $50 on up to almost $200. And it just depends on what kind of a wine that you want, and you know, whether you want grape skins and everything in it or not. This is just, like I said, this is my first time making it with a kit, so I just bought, this is like an $80 kit. It's not really expensive. Alright, so what I want to do now is, I have my wine thief here. Sanitize it again real quick. And I'm going to take a hydrometer reading and see what our hydrometer says. We'll sanitize it too. Terps Korean Kid from a Brew It Yourself Homebrew Supply has done some videos on these wine kits, and it's actually very, very simple. So let's drop this in there and see what we got. Okay. Spin. And spin around, hydrometer. Looks like right about 1090. Which, let's see, I think that's pretty much right on the money. Let's see. Yep, 1080 to 1097. So we'll drain that back into there. And then I will write that down so I can keep track of that, exactly where that's at. So this is going to have to ferment for about a week, and then we'll take another reading. Alrighty. And let me write that down before I forget. Okay, now what we want to do now is sprinkle in our oak. And we have 2 packages, and we're going to put all of it in there. We want it to put it in there until it sinks, to get it all good and wet. Try not to splash. I would probably not wear like really good clothes when you make this with these dark colored grape juice. It'd probably be a really good way to stain your clothes if you're not careful. Alright, and we got one more. Let's get that in there. Alright, we got both of our oak packages in there. Let's stir that in there. So let's sprinkle our yeast on top of this. There we go. And so now I want to sanitize my lid. Alright, gonna snip this on here. And that's tight. Very tight. There we go. And airlock. I usually put like sanitizer usually in my airlocks. There we go. Wasn't that tough? So I'm going to leave this for like 5 to 7 days, then I can come back and check the gravity on that and see where we're at from there, and then we'll catch up on that when we come back to visit this. Okay, this is like the 4th or 5th day after I made this, and it's still bubbling. And when I first put this in here, it was bubbling like crazy. So may go the full 7 days before we take a hydrometer reading on this. So anyway, we'll see how this turns out. Thanks.